Welcome everyone to this really exciting recording today. So for those of you who don't know, I am Becky Taylor. I am CEO and co-founder of Tech Returners and also the Confidence Community. So you might have seen over the past few weeks that we've been talking about our More Than 1 in 4 campaign. So this campaign is all about showcasing the amazing women in leadership in the tech industry. And it was prompted because we read a report from Deloitte that said by the end of 2022, there'll be 1 in 4 technical leadership roles for women. And we really wanted to change that number, and we believe they actually should be more than 1 in 4. So over the past few weeks, we've been sharing content. So we've been sharing content around your journey. So talking about where you are now, where you would like to get to, and how we can support in your journeys. Then we've talked about confidence. So what is confidence? Talking about imposter syndrome and how to manage your confidence in different situations. Last week, we talked about raising your personal profile internally and externally. And this week we're focusing on leadership. So I am delighted to welcome Moyo to the call today, and we're going to be talking all about her leadership experience and deep diving into a little bit more about qualities, attributes, confidence in leadership, and just have a really good conversation around the topic. So first of all, Moyo, I would love you to introduce yourself and give a little bit more of a background in terms of your experience, please.
Well, first of all, thank you very much, Becky, for having me. I'm really pleased to be here. Well, in terms of my background, I didn't actually start off in tech. I don't actually sometimes think that I am in tech because I feel like it's a lot more I could do. I started off in sales, just off uni, and I was in real estate sales. And I got up the ladder and I thought, this isn't quite where I want to be. This isn't what I want to do. I was looking for a career change, and I happened to stumble upon a business analysis program, which I enrolled on, which I joined, and I started off as a business analyst, and I've worked my way in different aspects of product management, starting off in business analysis, coming into like Scrum mastering and product management. And I found that product management is something I love so much. And to be honest, it's because as well, I didn't really see a lot of people like me in that, in that area. So when I found a lady, I was like, how did you do it? How did you get here? So I was like, I wanted to learn from their stories. And I think in terms of my career, it's allowed me to want more. It's allowed me to go for more or even do more. And I found myself, like I said, in product management. I've worked in retail, I've worked in real estate, worked in ed tech, and now I've found myself in Slalom, which is an amazing journey. I am unlearning certain things and picking up new things. And I suppose this is where I'm at now.
That's fantastic. So when would you say, in terms of your journey, as obviously you transitioned into tech, where did your leadership sort of journey start? Because obviously leadership can mean different things, can't it? It doesn't necessarily have to be hierarchical. It could be leading projects, leading people. Where did that sort of start for you in your career?
So I'm going to take it back to say 2012. I managed people, but I didn't lead them. Do you see the difference there?
Yes,
I had people that were reporting into me. I was managing people, but I think I really lacked what it meant to be a leader or to lead. And I got challenged when I worked at one of the one of the companies here in the UK, because I worked abroad. So when I moved here and I worked with a company called M Brown and a retail company, I think I started to see the true attributes of leadership. I would have seen it before, but for me to literally start picking that up, I think it happened when I joined this company, because there were a few people who were managers but they weren't just managers, they were leaders. And I wanted to emulate their lifestyle. I felt like the way that they were working, the way they were relating to people, they were servant leaders. And even I was managing projects, multiple teams at this company as well. But I probably still didn't lead as I thought I should be leading, or as I now see what leadership is. So I think I would say my journey started truly from when I joined that company.
Yeah, and you mentioned some really, really interesting points there. The first one, just go back to, is when you talked about management versus leadership, right? And I truly remember in my career, and I talk about it a lot, when I first got my sort of like head of role, I was very much thinking I had to act in a certain way. You know, you look at people around you, and at that time, they were managers rather than leaders. And when you were looking and reading the books, it was very much management back in the day. Then it was really focused on management rather than leadership. What did you see sort of the main difference around? Obviously, you were saying you're managing, and then obviously it transitioned to leadership. What do you see the different attributes of those two are?
Over the years, I've been able to collate a couple of differences, and I try to leave those values, I'd say. For me, being a manager is just literally a role that you play as as part of your job, or whatever it is that you're managing. But as a leader, it comes from within. It's got nothing to do with your title. It's got nothing to do with your role at your place of work. For me, I think I'd say leadership is patience, it's empathy, it's confidence, it's being humble. I know that I have had, over the years, had the servant leaders who've been my mentors, and they're not managers in anything. They are just leaders and mentors. So, and the ability to take feedback, the ability to give feedback without, with the good intent, at the back of the feedback that you're giving, it's coming from a place of love and care. And a place of empathy. I think a true leader is someone who learns every day. A true leader is someone who listens, who is ready to, just throw themselves out there and help, regardless of, what impact it causes to their lives or to whatever. It's just, I want to help this person. I want to feel and understand what they're going through. I want to help them. And nothing beats that for me when I see people be that, wear those values and actually live those values every single day.
Yeah, that's some really interesting points again, because when you talked about, and it's something I talk about, but being an effective leader doesn't mean you have to, manage people. And I think there's this misconception that you do have to, but no, you talk about the human elements. One of the biggest things for me is, like I say, as a leader, about self-awareness of who I am, and then understanding about like how to adapt to other people and create them to be self-aware. I think it's just such a powerful skill. You talked around, obviously, understanding more of those attributes as a leader. Now, how did that happen? Did it happen naturally? Did you have some formal training, coaching? Was it people around you? Talk to me about how that sort of transformation in your journey from that managerial role into sort of that leadership element.
Oh, that's a really interesting one, Becky. And I'm really, really proud to share that I haven't been on this journey myself. And I'd like to think of myself as an aspiring leader every single day. So I have to live up to the values that I want people to see in me and that I love very much. So me being a leader is something that I've had to learn. I'm not naturally a leader, even though I do have some attributes of leadership. And I know that everybody, every single human being on this earth has a tendency to be a leader. There's a book called Dare to Lead. It was given to me at Slalom when I first joined. I refused to give the book back. I'm supposed to give the book back, but I just can't, because I want my husband to read it as well. And I feel like I haven't finished reading it. But I mean, it's just, everybody is a leader. Everybody's got the tendency to lead. Now, another thing that's helped me along my journey are people. People have helped by their kind words, by their frank words, by giving feedback. I want to mention a couple of names. I don't know how okay that is, but
of course it is. Yeah, of course it is.
I mean, even at the place that I work right now, I have some leaders there that I can easily go to. A solution owner, a director is a leader, someone I aspire to be like one day. You know what I mean? Kat Throtter is a leader. She's someone I aspire to be like one. She's very humble, very kind. When you see them, you can just tell that this person I can speak to them, because leaders aren't scary, they're firm people, but they have values, and you can see their values. You can leave in their values every single day. Over the years as well, one of my other, leaders is James Hamilton. Roger James Hamilton. He's a CEO of the company that I worked before. He's a fantastic leader. I really, really appreciate and respect him. Someone who's helped me along the way as well is Marilise. These are humble people. These are people that have been there. They've done that. They've made mistakes. It's okay to make a mistake as a leader. We're human, right? But you pick yourself back up, you learn, you move on, and you even share your mistakes with people. I think these are the things that I, watch and learn from every single day. The kind of movies that I watch, the kind of books that I read, the kind of podcasts that I listen to. I listen to the Diary of a CEO, and I've heard so many people share their experiences becoming leaders in life, and even leading teams and changing lives. And I think that in itself is power. I want to share something that one of our leaders at Slalom shared this morning. I'm going to read it out.
Yeah,
so she quoted Spider-Man. She said, I'm going to quote Spider-Man's, "With great power comes great responsibility." If you've watched that movie, I love it. I love it so much. And I can't get enough of any of the Spider-Mans or any of the Marvel movies. So when the uncle said to Spider-Man, "With great power comes great responsibility," to Spider-Man, he was thinking, what the heck is he talking about? You know what I mean? But when his uncle passed away, that remained with him. And you could see his selflessness, his courage. He lived that quote all through the movie. Now, it's a movie, but we all learn from movies, don't we? We all learn also. So when she quoted that this morning, I was like, I must share that with Becky today. I must.
It's amazing. So my little girl, she's only 3, so we watch Spidey and his amazing adventures. So it's like a cartoon version of Spider-Man, and I've heard that being quoted. And you know what? It's one of those things, those awareness things. I'm now seeing it in different light because I really understand now. Like you brought it to life, and what a powerful quote that is. Yes. And that's just amazing. And thank you for sharing that. You touched upon obviously a big role model of mine around Brené Brown, Dare to Lead, unbelievable. I'm a huge advocate of her work, and the power of vulnerability, and I think that's so important. I personally know Kath myself, and she's definitely up there on my radar as one of the most inspiring leaders that I've sort of come across in terms of my career. And it's just fantastic that we do give that recognition to people, because it's sometimes we almost like get so busy and then life pass, and we don't really we want to go back and actually recognize those people and the important part that they played within our sort of lives and our journeys as well. And they probably don't understand it, what of impact that they've had. I remember my first sort of leadership position, and I had such an inspirational managing director, and I reference him time and time again because I felt I had to, like I said, be a certain way. And then Pete sat down with me and said, Becky, you've got the qualities, you've got the skills, you just need to be yourself in this and try not to be like everybody else. And that really connected to me, and he pushed me. He sort of challenged me all the time. And I think I am the leader now because of, how he was in terms of my early 20s around that. And I think it's really important to have those people around you because they help you build that experience. Do you have mentors now in slalom or outside of slalom?
So we have mentors in slalom. We have leaders. We call them people leader at slalom. I've got one myself that I report into. His name is Simon, and he's absolutely brilliant. We never have one-to-ones, those traditional one-to-ones. We just have a chat and we can be ourselves. I love when you said, you being yourself, you've got those attributes, and someone said that to you. I think one of the values of Slalom that I love the most is, there's a slogan that we use, which is love yourself, love your life, and love your work. They didn't say love your job, love your work, meaning whatever it is that you lay your hands on, that is your work, you must love it, and you must love your life, meaning bring your best self to work, be yourself, and there is nothing, especially for a Black woman, there is nothing as inspiring and as beautiful as being in a community, in a workplace where I am bringing my best self. I am being who I am, and in being who I am, I'm learning from people to be better. In being who I am, I'm here with you, Becky. I've never had this opportunity, and perhaps I have had it in the past, and I've just been shying away from it. And when Kat said, "Ladies, I want you to take this up. I want you to look at it," and I was like, I don't like putting myself forward for things like this, but I will do it afraid, and that's one of the things about leadership. Just, dare to lead, like Brian said. Just dare to lead, just do it afraid. It doesn't matter, but that is who you are. That's who you're meant to be. And I love that very much. So yes, I do have mentors at Slalom. A lot of them actually, both male and female. Julia is one of them. She's a solution owner like myself, but she's been at the company longer than I am. She's someone I can definitely lean to and talk to. I do have one, Yuan, as well, which is outside of work, and I have another one, Victor. So I do have quite a few mentors, and they really, really just help me every single day. Yes.
Oh, that's amazing, because on previous conversations I've sort of spoke about the importance you can have more than one mentor, because they all have expertise and advice and experience in different areas, and life throws different challenges at different times in your journey, and it's always nice to have a selection of people that you can call upon, and having that you don't need to speak to them every day,
Exactly.
Maybe not like even once a month, but you know that they're there for you and that they can support you from that. So you just touched upon about confidence there, and it takes a lot, when you see people that you don't see people that like you in a leadership position. So how did you gain confidence to put yourself out there in terms of take on that challenge? Like you said, come on this conversation today. Have you got any tips you could share with people?
Absolutely. So I'm going to say first and foremost, I think I said it before, I'm going to say it again. Everybody's got some sort of fear in them. Do it afraid. Fear it should be one of your motivation to pursue, your motivation to keep going, to move on. So you either move on or you give up. Your choice, right? Yeah. And that was my situation as well. So I was going to either give up or just move on. And I wasn't just moving on, I was moving forward. I was moving, I was going ahead. I was going towards my goals. So that's one of my very most important tip. And the other tip that I would like to share is speak to people. Don't be afraid to approach and ask for help where you need it. Always ask for help where you need it. Hopefully everyone will find that right person that helps them, or more than one person that can help them, and get them into that position that they should be in life, whether it's in their current job or somewhere else. Somebody should be in their corner. And how can somebody be in your corner if you don't speak to them? How would they know what you want? If you don't ask, how do you get it? You know what I mean? So be open, ask questions, ask for help where you need it. And what else am I going to say? You just have to believe in yourself. You have to, because if you don't believe in yourself, then how would you expect someone else to believe in you?
Yeah, totally agree with them and echo all of those. I think it's fantastic advice. I love the bit about, things do scare you in life, but I always say to myself, what's the worst that can happen? Exactly. I might say something wrong, or not say enough, or feel embarrassed, but more often than not you won't. But also, what's the worst that you can learn from it? You can learn from it, great, get feedback, and move on from that. And just finally, before we finish the conversation, just want to talk about the importance of feedback. I know outside of slalom, you have your own business and it's all focused around feedback. Just be like to understand why do you feel that feedback's so important, and any again sort of advice that you could offer any aspiring or leaders that are watching about the importance of feedback?
Oh, Becky, you really touched that very important part of me. And yes, no one's ever asked me this. So I'm going to share with you why I got into this. I've had this idea for a while, and I've been frustrated about, applying for jobs. This outfit, Just Looping, is about providing feedback for candidates that are trying to find jobs. So I've been a victim myself, where I've applied to many jobs, and I don't get responses. I get ghosted. I even do interviews and they wouldn't even care to come back to me. Now, again, like I said, this has come from one of the problems that I've been going through myself, but I had the courage to step up after I left junior U. I thought, I'm just going to do my own thing. So I started that. And more and most importantly, when I joined slalom, so slalom approached me. I went through the interview process. They gave me feedback at every step of it. When I joined slalom, I said to myself, if slalom doesn't work, I'm just going to leave, right? I don't want to do it anymore where I've got to leave the life that I've been living before. So slalom, on the other hand, surprised me so much that they gave feedback. Now, and I started the Alfie before joining slalom, right? And I started to connect the dots, and I thought, if a company such as this can care about me and others, and because I know someone who didn't get the job but loves to come back to work for slalom. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Now, they would have got the best experience. Now, my feedback or my advice to leaders is you owe it to people to give them feedback. Whether it's constructive, whatever it is, there is no bad feedback. And feedback, what does it do for us is it helps us grow, it helps us get better, it makes us happy, right? And it boosts our confidence. There is nothing as a bad feedback. Now, there is a course in slalom that everyone must take, which is Feedback 101 or something like that, or how to give feedback. Now, that in itself is just amazing. We talk about it on a weekly basis, how you must request feedback from your clients and give feedback, and to your colleagues and people that you work with. That is definitely a really important trait of a leader. You must request feedback, because you must grow, and you must give it because people must grow as well, or celebrate them, because feedback is also part of celebrating people. And I think that I'll leave it there, Becky.
No, that's perfect. Yeah, and I totally agree. I think I get so frustrated that when you hear people have had experience where they've not had feedback, or they use a one-liner and there's no depth for feedback, especially in a job. They go, oh, well, you weren't the right fit. Well, what does that mean? People have to put time and energy into applying for jobs, or doing that project, and it's just that, like you said, feedback is such a gift, and take that time out as a leader to make sure you're giving regular constructive feedback to the people around you, because like you said, it can make such a difference in terms of their own development, engagement, motivation, happiness, etc. So thank you very much.
And Becky, can I just quickly add something? I feel like when people don't give feedback, it's very disrespectful as well, because you have to respect people. Like you said, people have put their time in. It's a gift to give it, it's a gift to receive, and it's definitely respect to give. So I thought I'd add that there.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I think we could have obviously gone on and on and on. In terms of where people can find you, in terms of social, can people connect with you on LinkedIn?
Absolutely. I'm just Moyo Gumiloro on LinkedIn. And if anyone wants to know more, Moyo Gumiloro is the same as Just Looping. So if you just, follow me or message me, you want to learn about slalom, I am slalom, and I am Just Looping, as I am Moyo Gumiloro. So any questions regarding slalom, feel free. I'll be more than happy to help. And slalom regarding Just Looping as well, feel free. I will be more than happy to answer.
Brilliant,
So,
fantastic. And thank you, Kath. I'm sure you'll be watching for pushing Moyo in terms of coming forward. Amazing conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
If anyone wants to know more about the campaign, please do follow the hashtag #MoreThanOneIn4, and you can find out more about the Confidence Collective on our website. Thank you so much for listening. If you've got any questions, please do let us know, and look forward to speaking to you soon. Thank you.